Hello and welcome to the latest Lukozer retro game review video. And for this one it is Awesome, which was released by Psygnosis in 1990. When it was advertised as from the creators of Shadow of the Beast. I'm sure that made everyone want to get hold of this ASAP. Now, if you didn't know it was by the creators of Shadow of the Beast and Shadow of the Beast 2, then one look at this title page would rather give it away. Despite the fact that it is in complete silence. And if the title page didn't give it away, then the rest of the game will. Now, let's start a game. This game tries to be a like space trading type game. It tries to be a few things and fails miserably at every single one of them. In fact, I can think of quite a few words to describe it, and space trading game doesn't appear among any of them. Now we've got a bit of loading to go. Here we are. Now we're in the first area. We'll start off, and you need to destroy these enemy ships and collect these red discs that appear when you destroy. Well, not all of them, but some of them. You also have to be careful not to accidentally shoot them, which I have a habit of doing. You also need to be careful not to fucking plough into the enemy ships, which I also have a habit of doing. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, I'm making a real pig's ear of this. Alright, the countdown that's beneath your radar there is the number of enemy ships in the area that you still need to destroy, so they are down to 0, so we warp out of here. And that takes us to the status screen. I blow a load of fag ash off the keyboard. Now you look at the status screen here, and it looks like there's quite a bit here to do. We have the armory, which currently is empty. Our light cargo, which consists of 0 crystals and 10 discs, and our main cargo is medical supplies. And then there's all this sensor section here, and then there are these power meters here for your shield and for your cannon. And yet when it comes to the actual interactive sections, it's hardly anything. What it is the shield area here to choose how much power you want to go in the shields, the cannon area here to choose how much power to go in the cannons. As you can see, as you add power to one area, it removes power from another, and the exit button here, and that is it. So this huge bloody great display here, which has hardly anything to do. It's almost last V8 syndrome. So anyway, that's how I like to have mine powered up, just 3 in cannons and everything else in shields. It may look like my cannons are underpowered, but actually that's plenty. So distance countdown will be interrupted, there you go, as we are detected an asteroid belt and we are now entering it. So we need to destroy the asteroids. With our current weapons, asteroids won't leave us anything. If you get a mining laser later on, then you can collect like crystals and what have you from the asteroids. We don't have that at the moment, so we can just destroy all of them. Now these big asteroids will obviously break up into smaller ones. Usually I think it's 3 of them. So that countdown there is a bit misleading at times, because it will go up as you destroy the large asteroids. It looks like all of the big asteroids are gone, so it's now just these smaller ones that we need to destroy, and then we can get out of here and get to the real fun part. Right, just one left, which is over here. There it is. Right, so that's that done. So we re-enter a warp drive. I don't think I did a particularly good job there. No, I didn't. My shield power is low-ish, but I did also get through there quickly. So anyway, I don't need to do anything else as far as you know, the cannon or the shield. So we can exit this. We'll make it to our destination planet. And everything else now, as you can see, stand by to land. Everything else is now geared towards landing at a docking station. Now bearing in mind, a docking station is a place that wants you to land there, so they can trade with you, make money. So all of this is geared up towards a place that wants you to land there. Keep that in mind. So first, we have this space boss thing, which is, as far as I'm concerned, a blatant rip-off of the boss of the first level of Space Harrier. And just like that thing, you have to shoot it in the head several times to destroy it. That 568 that you can see there, by the way, as I've just destroyed it, that's your shield strength. So, we've destroyed that boss. On the first planet, that's all we have to do. Any other planet, there is then a second level of this space boss. But now we're actually heading towards the planet. Now we get a huge amount of disk accessing while it loads the planet's surface. So you're sitting there thinking, oh, alright, at last, so now we get to land and do our trading. Yeah, well, in case you hadn't guessed from my reaction, no you don't. There's still more to do. Alright, it's still loading. If you only have one disk drive, you have to do about 2 disk swaps while this section is loading. I think it's now ready. Yeah, here we go. So now, this area that wants you to land has sent out these enemy ships to try and destroy you. There we go. Right, so I've destroyed the requisite number. So now you can follow the arrow to the landing pad, which is there, and you press space to land. But you would be mad to do that, because you gain time for every ship you destroy. If you only destroy 5, you aren't given remotely enough time to do the next section, because yes, there is another section to do before you actually reach the landing platform. Now I am very low on energy, or low on time rather, so now I have 68 seconds to get out there. Now notice those laser beams that appeared. If you didn't get out of that section fast enough, those laser beams would kill you. So we now have to walk around here. There would be some alien creatures there, they seem to have disappeared. Now everything that hits you takes off time. Bearing in mind I only have 68 seconds to get to you know, the docking station anyway. So there's more creatures coming along, and then finally there's this huge bloody great boss thing, which I've given up trying to avoid his shots. Okay, so we managed to do that. Now we enter the hole, and now we finally reach the docking station. So this place that wants you to land, wants you to dock, wants you to trade with them while you are docking, thinks that the best way of doing that is to have this like space dragon thing out in space first of all to stop you arriving on the planet. Then when you arrive on the planet's surface, it sends out enemy ships hell-bent on destroying you. Then when you dock, if you haven't destroyed enough of the enemy ships that they've sent out as their welcoming committee, you then have hardly any time at all to actually get into the docking station, and they put all of these enemy creatures out there to try and kill you on the way, including a huge bloody great fire-breathing dragon right outside the entrance. Who the fucking hell came up with that idea for, you know, a space trading game? So anyway, now we are here, so now we log on to the trading computer. I have 100 credits, so I can sell my cargo. So I have 10 discs which sell at 500 each, so I'll sell those. That gives me 600 target, or credit total rather. Sell the medical supplies which I've brought, and they pay me in fuel. Fuel is absolutely essential in this game, and it is at an absolute premium. So you do contracts to in order to get fuel. So this one, deliver industrial hardware to Follis, payment is 37 tons of fuel. The next one is to deliver military equipment to Tundras, payment 40 tons of fuel. Well, I'll take that one then, because that will give me more fuel. So Tundras is to be my next system. We check the trade news. Distant crystals highly valued, cheap mining lasers and mercenaries. Okay, well if you buy weapons, there are the mining lasers, the sonic mining laser, which is 250, and if you buy that, that means that now if we come up to asteroid fields, the mining lasers will do a pretty good job of shredding the asteroids, and it will give us collectible crystals or discs. This is a mercenary crew member, so you can get basically an extra life when you're trying to enter the bloody docking station. Peripheral gun, I can't remember what that is. I can afford it, but it means I won't be able to afford much else, so I'm not going to bother. Spherical bombs, I think, surround you and will destroy stuff on contact. Pulse laser is just an improved version of the laser that you have. Right, so that's done with the trading computer. Let's log on to the Navcom. Now the Navcom is completely unhelpful. It doesn't tell you what any of these symbols mean, so you have to click on them and guess. So this is telling us the distance from our planet to where we want to go. Now we want to get to Tundras, and to get there in its current position is 110 tons of fuel. Now I've only got 58, so I can't get there from here at the moment. That one, that's where I've already been. This is, I think, to help us identify which planet is which. So there is Tundras. How far away is it? Doesn't tell us. But you can move planets around so that you can get to the stage where Tundras or whatever is closest to us, and therefore will cost less to get to. Now I think Tundras is now 33, that's distance, but in terms of fuel it's 96, so it's still too far away. Because what doesn't help is that we don't know which of these planets is us. I think we are that inner one. I think this is where we are. So let's now check how far Tundras is. Tundras is now only 9 away, so 48, there you go, so now it's in range. So exit here. Our hotel bill is fairly high, and by clicking on return to ship nothing's happening, probably because well, actually I don't know why. And that is yeah, that is Tundras. That's where I want to go. But it doesn't seem to, oh, here we go, so. Right, select our destination, hopefully. And now we'll forward it on so that we are now nice and close to it. Just double check. Yeah, 7. So in terms of fuel costs, 44. I can afford that. I've got 58 in fuel. So surely now I can leave. But pressing fire on return to ship does nothing. So I don't know, I think maybe this copy's fucked or something. Anyway, that's more than enough of this game. I can't stomach playing it anymore anyway. It is absolutely typical of Psygnosis games that are by this lot. I mean, even though it's a sci-fi one, you can still see plenty of the Roger Dean style graphics. And when you have that combination of Psygnosis, Roger Dean graphics and the makers of Shadow of the Beast 1 and 2, you know to run the fuck away from this thing. And by the time this game came out, everybody was well aware of that. So this game was a bit of a flop, quite understandably and quite deservedly. The difficulty level is typical of the creators of Shadow of the Beast. It's ridiculous. You know, graphics wise, yeah, it's fine, you know, but it's the same thing we've seen time and time again. In terms of audio, what music is there is reasonable without being anything remarkable. The sound effects are extremely sparse and absolutely uninspiring. Huge swathes of this game is played in absolute silence. And it's just stupidly hard, all that bullshit procedure just to try and land at a docking station. And then after all that bullshit you have to go through, it then says, oh, welcome, Commander. Well, surely it should be, what the fuck are you doing here? We've tried everything to stop you getting here, so how did you make it? So, yeah, it's a contemptible game. And then on top of everything else, they then call it awesome. Now, if you're going to call a game awesome, it better be fucking good, because it has a hell of a name to live up to. And as is the case with this, when it falls nowhere near being awesome, then it is horrible. Well, it is the shining beacon of the concept of misnomers. It means you're onto a hiding to nothing. I've said it several times before, the best title for a game would be This Game Is Shit. Because if there will be plenty of people who will buy it just so they could say they have a game in their in their collection called This Game Is Shit. On top of that, if the game is shit, then you can say, well, you were warned in the title. And if the game is anything but shit, then you're onto a winner, because it's a lot better than the title would lead people to believe. So that's a great name for a game. Awesome is about as shit a name for a game as you can get, because if it's anything but awesome, then it's going to be considered a letdown because it's failed to live up to the title. And this game utterly fails to live up to its title. So I'll rate this game 3, and personally I think I'm being extremely generous by giving it 3, but there you go. And strongly suggest that you steer well clear of this bollocks. So that brings this video to an end, and we shall see you at the next one.